Today, we're going to dive into the incredible story told inside the lyrics of a single song, Your Hand in Mine. It's this powerful tale of love, of conflict, and this amazing idea that maybe, just maybe, a personal connection can actually change the world.
This song just kicks right off with this line. It's a real gut punch, and it immediately sets the stage, right? This isn't your average love story. No, this is a story about a love that exists in direct opposition to everything around it. And that right there, that's the central conflict that fuels this entire song.
So to really get the power of their connection, we first have to understand the world that they're living in, a world that was basically built to keep them apart.
Yeah, the lyrics paint this picture of a society that's just fractured by the past. It's a place with too much history, a place where the elders frowned, and where walls, both real and imaginary, are there to separate people. It's a pretty hostile environment for any kind of love that doesn't play by the rules.
Okay, so this is where you can really see the huge difference between the harshness of their world and the tenderness of the one they've built together. I mean, look at this. The world is screaming that their names should never rhyme. But what does he see? He sees heaven in her face. The world says there's too much history, but she sees that every wound was soft with grace. It's this amazing picture of two people just creating their own reality. And that's the first big takeaway here. In a world that's trying to define them by division, they make a choice to define themselves by their connection.
So what do they do about it? How do they respond to all this? Well, their love isn't passive. It's not just something that's happening despite the world. It is an active choice, a direct challenge to all that division. It is, in its own quiet way, an act of rebellion.
And that's such a crucial point. Defiance doesn't always have to be loud protests and marches. In this story, you find it in the smallest, most human gestures, actions that openly resist the way things are supposed to be.
And the song shows us exactly what this quiet defiance looks like. It starts with something so simple, a smile across the wall. Then they dance where thorns still grow, literally finding joy in a hostile place. Her laugh becomes a light in narrow streets. And finally, they make the choice to sing of love, not fear or knife. Every single step is a small, personal, and incredibly powerful revolution.
This line is just such a beautiful metaphor. Jasmine, right? It's this delicate, beautiful flower, and here it is, blooming right in the middle of all this conflict, between the strife. It shows us that their love isn't just surviving the conflict, it's creating something totally new and beautiful right inside of it. It proves that defiance can be as simple as creating joy where you're told none should ever exist.
And this brings us to the chorus, which is, it's the absolute heart of the song. This is the moment their personal story completely transforms into a universal anthem for a different kind of world.
You see, the chorus isn't just catchy, it's a manifesto. It systematically takes apart all the things the world uses to divide people and basically declares them irrelevant. First up, no lines. This points to a world with no borders, no maps drawn in the sand to say you belong here and you belong there.
Then, no flags. Their connection goes way beyond nationalism or some kind of tribal identity. It doesn't matter where you're from, it's about who you are.
And this one might be the most important of all. No ancient blame. They flat out refuse to inherit the hatreds of the past, to be defined by all that history.
So, what are you left with when you strip all of that away? It's simple. Just hearts. The very core of our shared humanity. That is the foundation of their world.
This line is everything. Their love isn't just ignoring the war. It's actively dismantling it. That simple physical act of holding hands, it becomes a force for peace. The war literally unwinds when faced with their connection. And the takeaway here is so profound. Peace isn't just the absence of war. It's the presence of human connection. And that leads us to the song's absolutely breathtaking conclusion, its final message about where real, lasting change actually comes from. So after building this entire world, this whole argument for love over hate, the song doesn't just end. It turns to us, to the future, and it asks a question that I think everyone everywhere has probably asked at some point. And when they ask where hope begins, it's such a powerful setup. How do you even answer that? In a world so full of strife, where does something as massive as hope truly start? And there it is, the answer. It's not in treaties or governments or some grand gesture. The song argues that hope begins in the smallest, most courageous unit possible, two people choosing connection over conflict. It started with her and him. And that's really the song's ultimate message.
A private act of love and defiance doesn't just stay private. It becomes a story. It becomes an example, a blueprint for other people. It suggests that the most profound political change really begins with the most personal human choice. It leaves us with one final thought. What if the solution to our biggest problems is as simple and as difficult as reaching out your hand,